Good morning, students. Today we are doing the revision of chapter friction. As you know, we have discussed what is friction. Uh, it is discussed in the previous class that friction is a force which opposes the motion whenever any object slides or rolls or try to slide or roll over the another object. Now, we have already discussed that interlocking between two surfaces is the cause of friction, and we have also discussed that force affecting the frictions. There are two causes and two facts which affects the friction. First is nature of the two surfaces in contact and force pressing the two surfaces together. I am repeating again, nature of the two surfaces in contact and force pressing the two surfaces together. Now, up to this we have already discussed. Now, types of friction. Suppose you are applying some force on any object in order to move it, but the object remains stationary. In that situation, the force of friction acting on the object is known as static friction. Now let us take some example. Suppose one boy is trying to push a car and car doesn't move. Then force static friction comes into play, which is equal to the force of one boy. Say one boy applies the 1F force, then force of friction is 1F. Now two boy comes and they apply the force 2F in order to move the car, but car is again stationary. In this situation, the car doesn't move. It means force of friction is 2F, which opposes the force applied by the two boys. Now three boys comes and they apply the force 3F in order for moving the car, but car is again stationary. In this situation, the force of friction is 3F, which counterbalances the force of friction applied by the three boys. Now here we found that static friction is F in first case, 2F in second case and 3F in third case. Here we found that this static friction is increasing its value or adjusting its value. So we can say that static friction is a self-adjustable, or static friction is self-adjusting friction or self-adjusting force. Now if the fourth boy comes and apply the force applied on the object is 4F, then in that situation the object starts moving, and if that boy left means goes away, then three boys are capable to move the car, or in some cases two boys are capable to move the car. Here when the car starts moving or object starts moving, in that situation the force of friction acting on the object is known as kinetic friction. So kinetic friction is less than the static friction. Now this kinetic friction is less than the static friction. Now kinetic frictions are of two types. Whenever object slide over the another object, then this friction is known as sliding friction. While the object rolls over the another object, then the friction is known as rolling friction. So kinetic friction is furthermore divided into two parts: sliding and rolling. Sliding friction means whenever object slides over the another object, then the friction is known as sliding friction. While when the object rolls over the another object, then that friction is known as rolling friction. If we have to increase the friction, kinetic, sliding, static, or static, sliding and rolling in increasing or decreasing order, then rolling is least, sliding is slightly more than the rolling, and static is more than these two. A question may be asked that arrange the static friction, sliding friction and rolling friction in the increasing order. Now, rolling friction. Whenever object rolls over the another object, then the friction is known as rolling friction. Now, here see static, sliding and rolling. These are the actual order of the friction in decreasing order. Question may ask that arrange the sliding, rolling and static in increasing order or decreasing order. Now, wheels. Wheel is a invention which bring a revolution in the life of the human being. Before the invention of wheel, we have to overcome the sliding friction which is more, but wheels are capable to convert the sliding friction into rolling friction which is much more lesser than the sliding friction. So it means wheels save our energy, save the labors up to great extent. So we use wheels for decreasing the friction. Now, one more question rises here. Friction is necessary for us or evil for us? So at first I am going to discuss friction is a necessity for us. Whenever we have to walk on the ground, then friction helps us in walking the ground. See this example. Whenever we walk on the ground, then we push the ground obliquely, by which force of friction gives us the force of reaction, due to which we balances our weight as well as we get the motion. So in the case of walking, the friction is necessary. If there is no friction, then we cannot walk on the surface. For example, if a banana peel comes under our feet, then we falls down. Why? Because by the presence of banana peel, the force of friction between our feet and the road suddenly decreases, due to which we falls down. Now, second, in the case of rolling, for rolling between the tires, wheels and the road, friction is necessary. If friction is less, then our vehicle do not move on the ground, rather than it slips. You have seen that in rainy season, sometimes our wheels rotates on the road, but our vehicle do not move. Why? Because this is the due to the friction. If the friction between the tire and the road decreases, then our vehicle do not move. So for the rolling of object on the ground, friction is necessary. For this, we change our tire of the vehicles time to time, or re-sole the tire. Now, performing a small day-to-day activity. Whenever we perform any day-to-day activity, say for example, if we have to hold any object, then friction is necessary. If the surfaces are very smooth, means friction is less, then we cannot hold the object. So we can say that friction is necessary for us. So whenever question is asked that explain that friction is necessary for us, then we have to write these three things, means friction is necessary in the following cases. First, walking on the ground, second for rolling, and third for performing day-to-day activities. Okay, now friction is evil or harmful for us. Whenever it is asked that explain that friction is harmful for us, then you have to write friction is necessary. Friction is harmful for us. Why? Because friction is the force which opposes the motion of the object. So, if there is more friction, then the force applied by us in order to perform the work decreases. So, friction is harmful for us. Why? Because we are applying the force in order to do some useful work, and the friction is the force which opposes our motion. It means which have the tendency to decrease the force applied by us. So, friction is harmful for us. Again, it also cause wear and tear, due to which our moving parts of the engine are destroyed. So, friction is harmful for us. Again, the energy applied by us is destroyed by the friction. So, we can say friction is harmful for us. Now, if question is asked that explain that friction is a necessary evil, then we have to write at first friction is necessary. After that, we have to discuss friction is evil for us. Then, finally, we have to write the conclusion part. That is, although the friction is evil for us, but it is also the necessary. So, we can say that friction is a necessary evil. It means it is destroying our energy, destroying our effort, but it is also necessary for us. So, friction is a necessary evil. Now, method of increasing the friction or decreasing the friction. You know, friction depends upon the force pressing the two objects and the roughness of the surfaces. So, by the nature of the surfaces, friction can be increased or decreased. If we have to increase the friction, then we have to increase the degree of roughness. Why? Because we know that friction is more when surfaces is rough and friction is less when surfaces are smooth. So here our target is to increase the friction. So whenever we have to increase the friction, then we have to make the surfaces rough. By making the surfaces rough, we are able to increase the friction. In this context, we change the tire regularly or resole the tire again and again in order to increase the friction, means increase the roughness. Sportsmen and players use a special type of shoes fitted with spikes which are capable to increase the friction. Why? Because by the use of spikes we are increasing the roughness, due to which the friction increases. Athlete and other sportsmen during the playing often make use of friction. Gymnasts often apply some coarse substances, chalk powder on their hands. Why? Because by doing so, he is capable to increase the friction between their hands and the uneven bar. So here he uses the method of increasing the friction. Now, method of reducing the friction means how we can reduce the friction. If we have to give the reply of such type of question, then we always remember that friction depends upon which factor or what is the cause of friction. As we know, the cause of friction is the interlocking or the roughness between the two surfaces. Here we have to decrease the friction. So for decreasing the friction we can do the following arrangement. Polishing. First, polishing means by polishing we are able to decrease the friction. Why? Because by polishing the surfaces we make the surfaces smooth, due to which the friction decreases. Second, lubrication. Lubrication is the another way to decrease the friction. Now, if we have to discuss the lubrication, then we must have to at first make clear that what is lubricant. So lubricant is a substance which have a slippery nature. In order to decrease the friction, we use the lubricant between the contacting surface like oils or semi-liquids like grease in order to decrease the friction. Whenever we introduce some lubricants between the two contacting surfaces, then this means lubricant make the surfaces slippery, smooth, due to which we are able to decrease the friction. Lubricants are of mainly three types: liquid like oil, for example Mobil. Second, semi-liquid like grease, you also use the grease in your machine. And third, solid like talcum powder. We use the talcum powder while playing the carom. So in this way we can see that we can decrease the friction by the lubrication. Third one is ball bearing. By introducing the ball bearing we can also decrease the friction, because ball bearings are capable to convert the sliding friction into rolling friction, and as we know, rolling friction is much more lesser than the sliding friction. So by the use of ball bearing we are capable to, or we can decrease the friction. So if we have to decrease the friction, then we can write this in 3 points, within 3 points. First, polishing, second, lubricating or lubrication, and third one is use of ball bearing. Now, fluid friction. Friction exerted by fluid is known as fluid friction. We know air and liquids both are fluid because they have the tendency to flow. So, friction exerted by fluid is known as fluid friction. Fluid friction depends on the nature of the fluid, shape of the moving object, and speed of the moving object. The fluid friction depends upon the three factors. First one is nature of the fluid, second, shape of the moving object, and third, speed of the moving object. Air resistance is also the example of the fluid friction. Now, one more question is streamline flow and streamline body. You see, our ships, boats are designed in such a way that they are pointed in the front. Why? Because if the ships or boats are pointed in the front, they are capable to penetrate the fluid. Mainly the shape of the moving object, they are capable to decrease the area of contact, due to which the fluid friction decreases. So, a streamlined body means the body which is pointed in the front is known as a streamlined body, and whenever a streamlined body flow in the fluid, then this is known as a streamlined flow. Okay, so in this way we have revised the chapter friction. Now I am going to end the video. Now, at first I think you have watched the video, and after that, if you have any problem regarding the friction, then you ask one by one. Okay, thank you.